You're listening to PetLifeRadio.com.
This episode brought to you by PetFlow, the leader in pet food and supplies.
Hello, pet parents. This is Michelle Fern, host of Best Bets for Pets. Oh, I have a great product. It's kind of fun, but it's more fun for your dog that gets scared when it rains. How many of us have dogs that get nervous around loud noises and rain and thunder? I have one of these, and this is such a great product. I have a great solution. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back, right after these messages. Stay tuned.
It's the Daily Doorbusters from PetFlow, the leader in pet food and supplies. Opportunity knocks every day with hundreds of products offered at huge discounts. Up to 80% for your furry best friends. And delivered right to your door. Go to petflow.com/bestbets. These deals last for one day only, so act fast. 150 brands to choose from. Pet food, treats, toys, and more items than you can shake a tail at. And get free shipping on orders of $39 or more. A new deal every day. Get your paws on today's PetFlow Daily Doorbusters deal. Go to petflow.com/bestbets now.
Let's talk pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Hey everyone, welcome back. I'd like to introduce Matthew Dweck. He is the president of Comcoat. Welcome, Matthew.
Hi, Michelle. Thank you very much for having me on today.
I'm so excited to have you on. You're so welcome. Now, for listeners that might not know, what is Comcoat?
Comcoat is a anti-anxiety and stress relief garment made for dogs during stressful times, during times of anxiety when dogs tend to get a little hyper and a little bit excited and we're not quite sure what to do with our four-legged friends. We created a garment wrap similar to a baby swaddling type method, which gives a little bit of a hug to the dog. They're able to adjust it with very usable Velcro and spandex straps, and it gives a sense of secureness for the dog. And we've used it in thunderstorm situations where dogs get a little anxious in rain and thunderstorms, and it's really shown to bring the dog to a calming sense, take some of that anxiety and stress away, and feel like they have a little hug and a little comfort.
How does it work? I mean, I have one of these. One of the dogs on my test crew, Nicky, is a shaker. He's like, starts shivering, shaking. He's a macho dog. He's a little dog. He's 15 pounds, and he's macho with everything else. You know, he guards his food bowl. He's Mr. Macho. But it even looks like rain, or there's a little bit of thunder, and he starts this shaking business. I almost think it's so odd to me because otherwise he's such a macho guy, and he just starts shaking. And how does the Comcoat work to really make him stop? I mean, he did stop him from shaking, but how does it work to do that?
The dog shaking from storms is a sense of nervousness and anxiety. And what the Comcoat's able to do, it gives the dog a sense of secureness, feeling as if he's not alone and that something or someone is with him. A sort of a comfort feeling is really what the Comcoat's able to do. It's a really exciting way to do it. You know, it's drug-free. You don't have to ingest anything into dog, what type of products you're putting inside him. It's just the garment wrap goes right on. It's just giving him sort of like a permanent hug for the times that he has the garment on.
I tried the Comcoat on Nicky, and it did calm him down. I live in an area now where there's a lot of thunderstorms almost every other day, and so poor little guy suffers. And I've tried a number of methods. The Comcoat really worked well. And what I really liked is that it's easy to put on. First of all, listeners, it's, soft material. Is it fleece, Matthew?
It's not fleece, actually. It's a jersey cotton material that we mix with a spandex to give it that extra stretch to allow for multiple size dogs to fit in, a good 4 or 5 size range that we run.
Well, it's very soft. What I really liked is that it's really easy to put on. I've tried some of these in the past, and, sometimes he looks like a superhero on one of them. My husband came to me and goes, I wanted to use this. The poor little guy was shaking. I couldn't figure it out. Some of them are a lot of straps and things like that. So how'd you come up with the idea to just make it so simple?
Well, that was one of the key points in developing the calm coat, was to have it be easy on and off access. Not all dogs love putting clothing on. You're seeing more and more dogs wear clothing in general, but not all the dogs have warmed up to it. So it's something that we wanted to make every dog feel easy to go into. If we're trying to take the stress and anxiety away, not add more. So some of the other products that were out there were really making the dog nervous. What's going on me? What am I stepping into? Why are they reaching under me? We eliminated all of those problems with two simple straps, one that comes right across the neck and the others that pull out along the sides and loop around. We were able to mimic a kimono-type system, sort of like a kimono wrap, which is our patent behind our item, which makes it also different than some of the other items that are out there in the marketplace right now. And that kimono style has really allowed for easy on, easy off, nice, calm dog.
Nice, calm dog and nice, calm pet parent, because you know, sometimes when you're doing this, there's rain, and I've had thunderstorms middle of the night where there's a dog like on top of me shaking, and it's like the dog is vibrating, hot vibrating dog on you. Who wants that? Where you have to reach around and just grab something, and grab your calm coat, which is easy to put on. This actually happened, and it's the middle of the night. I didn't want to have to put on a light or anything, and I put it on him. And I must say, I'm not exactly sure I did it exactly how it's supposed to, but it still worked, which I thought was really great, because even if you have to do it quickly to calm the dog, it works.
Sure, without question. Easy on, easy off. We even offer a few little tips with the calm coat. Comes with a little tip package on how to even first introduce the garment to the dog. Even though it is easy on, easy off, it's soft, dogs love it when they sniff and smell it, we recommend to maybe introduce it with a treat, lay one or two treats on the floor with it next to it, really warm him up to the whole idea of the garment, make the garment become its friend even before putting it on. Just a little helpful tip.
Matthew, do you have a dog that suffered from anxiety, what drew you to the calm coat, or?
Well, it was actually my younger sister's dog who was barking and keeping us all up all night when the storm was remotely close to the area. And we said, we got to calm this dog down. How are we going to do it? And it was actually after the birth of a child of mine where it was a colicky baby, which cries a lot. And the advice from the doctor was to wrap him around and swaddle him up like, in their diapers. And it worked phenomenally for our child, and said, maybe let's try this out for the dog. We looked into the idea and we said, this is something that does work for animals as well, and it was about coming up with the right design and technique to hit those pressure points to make the dog feel comfort and incorporate that easy on, easy off access that the calm coat gives. Combination of both things really led to this invention.
It's a great idea. Now, mostly I find dogs that get nervous with anxiety with rain and loud noises and such. Cats are usually too cool. But have you ever heard of anyone using the calm coat for a cat?
We have since we've launched the calm coat, which we've marketed towards dogs, we've gotten a lot of emails and phone calls from cat owners who have purchased the product and says it works well. We're in the works right now for next year, designing one specifically in the size specs for cats, but the idea and the mythology certainly works for cats. People are buying some of our smaller, extra small, and small sizes to use on their cats currently.
Well, I think it's a great idea. I mean, cats, I have a cat who's very dog-like because he grew up with dogs and there's still dogs in the household with him. So he's more of like a cat dog than a cat, so to speak. I'm wondering this. Now, do you find the size of the dog has an effect on anxiety? I mean, it seems, I bet most of my pet parents out there would think, it's only the little ones get the shakes. But I've had bigger dogs get very nervous when it rains too, or, thunder or fireworks, something like that. Do you see more it's the smaller dogs, the larger dogs, or no size? It's just dogs get nervous?
Well, we actually thought like you did, that the smaller dogs were more prone to this. But from what we've shown since developing the product and how the sales have been on the sizes, there's really no bias when it comes to what size dogs suffer from these type of anxieties. It's really happening across the board, and it's a product that's able to help really all dogs out there.
How many sizes does the calm coat come in? Colors? So forth?
Currently, the calm coat is offered in 4 sizes: extra small, small, medium, and large. And it's offered in our gray color. Keep an eye out there into next year as we launch multiple color calm coats with a little bit more of a fashion spin as we head into the 2014 year. Currently on the market is our standard gray calm coat, the initial one that we launched, in the 4 sizes.
Matthew, you've been so informative about the Calm Code and what a great way to lessen our dog's anxieties. Where can my listeners find Calm Code?
Calm Code can be found. We are at our own website at calm-code.com. We're currently offering a special out there, free shipping on all orders placed at our website. Product could also be found at Amazon.com and multiple pet retailers, brick-and-mortar stores out there.
Thank you so much for coming on Best Bets for Pets and telling my listeners all about Calm Code. It's a great way to not only ease the anxiety of your canine pal, but also to make you much less anxious, as you will not have a shaking, nervous, shivering dog on top of you. Thank you so much, Matthew.
Michelle, thank you for having me on. I look forward to speaking to you again soon.
Matthew, thank you so much for coming on Best Bets for Pets and telling my listeners all about the Calm Code. Listeners, you can find the Calm Code at calm-code.com. Listeners, there will also be information on the episode page for the Calm Code segment, and you can find out the website. There will be a link to the website as well as a picture of the Calm Code. It is a fantastic product, and Nikki loved it, and it's so easy to put on. Even the guys can do it. Sorry, but, girls are used to all the gadgets and knots and ties and zippers and stuff. Men just aren't, and I think even for guys, it'll have no difficulty in putting the Calm Code on. I am busy, and I know most of my pet parents, you're busy too. And it's really easy to forget, a trip to the pet store, a trip to the vet, to pick up special food. And, you forget you're running low on treats. Your dogs will remind you, so will the cats. You have to make sure you have these things. And it's so easy to forget. There is a wonderful site, petflow.com. Now, they offer delivery service. First of all, you order from the internet. Super easy. You can set up the frequency of your deliveries. They ships right to your door. So easy. They have over 150 leading brands. They have food, supplies, treats. They have a ton of different things. They also have a huge bonus, daily doorbusters. Now, these are deals, and who doesn't love a deal? Who doesn't love a deal on, pet treats and pet toys and all those fun kind of things? There's hundreds of products. The deals are only for one day, so you have to hurry up and order. Now, something great from the folks at petflow.com. They have a great deal for Best Bets for Pets listeners. Just go to petflow.com/bestbets, and you will have free shipping for orders $39 and up. Isn't that fabulous? It's petflow.com/bestbets. And you will have free shipping for orders $39 and up. If you forget, just go to the Pet Life Radio Best Bets for Pets page, and there will be a banner. Click on that, and that will go ahead, and that will take you to the site, and you will have the free shipping if your order is $39 and up. There's great products at PetFlow. I'm so glad I discovered it. My dogs and cat had a field day with the treats and all the fun little toys that they were checking out. As soon as I got the box, you and your pets will love it. You will love it for the convenience and the ease of which you can order, and your pets will love it because, hey, they get yummy food and fantastically delicious treats. I'd like to thank my producer, Mark Winter, for making me sound good, and my test crew, Mr. Z. Dennis, and especially Nikki, who is the premier tester for the Calm Code. He loved it. Thanks, guys. And thanks especially to my listeners for listening and sending all of your questions and comments. You can send more to Michelle at PetLifeRadio.com. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with another great show.
We'll be right back, right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Join the Dog Ring Revolution. If you love your dog and want to take them everywhere you go, now you can with Dog Ring. Dog Ring is a hands-free way to include your dog in more activities and give you the freedom to take your dog almost anywhere. It's a safe and easy way to secure your dog. It clips around trees, posts, and poles in seconds. It's lightweight, portable, and strong. It has a free sliding leash which allows your dog to run around without getting tangled up. Perfect for parks, picnics, barbecues, camping, lounging outside, and furry fun adventures everywhere. Now you can be part of the Dog Ring Revolution. Visit thedogring.com and sign up for our Kickstarter campaign. Registration is now open. Go to thedogring.com. That's thedogring.com.
Every pet is unique. Maybe they're gray in the muzzle, yet young at heart. Maybe they're growing out of the puppy stage and into their paws and ears. Or maybe they're just trying to maintain a more girlish figure. At PetSmart, we have the right food for your pet at a great value for you. PetSmart. Be better together.
Go to PetSmartDeal.com and save up to 30% on awesome gifts for the pets and pet people in your life. Toys, collars, leashes, PetSmart gift cards, treats, and more. Go to PetSmartDeal.com today. PetSmartDeal.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jeff Werber from Ask the Vets with Dr. Jeff here on Pet Life Radio. We want to hear from you. Listen in. We're on every Thursday, 1 o'clock Pacific Time, 4 o'clock Eastern Time here on PetLifeRadio.com. We are one of the only live shows on Pet Life Radio, and I'm here to answer your questions. So you can call in at 877-385-8882, or you can drop me an email to drjeff@PetLifeRadio.com, and hopefully we'll see you here on Thursdays.
Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, Michelle Fern. Now, today's show is fun. This is fun. This is a really, really unique product, interactive with your pets, something kind of outrageous, you know? I am so excited about this show. I think it's my most creative show to date. I'd like to introduce Abe Geary. He is the founder of PetPaint. Welcome, Abe.
Oh, thanks, Michelle. Thanks for having me on.
I am so glad to have you on. Now, I'm sure lots of my listeners are listening going, what in the world is PetPaint? Is it, I mean, it says what it is. It's a pretty clear name, but there probably people are listening to this going, what the hell? You know, what do I do with PetPaint? So what is PetPaint?
No, I'm glad you asked. I mean, PetPaint is exactly the way it sounds, except it's not actually paint. It's not actually like a harsh chemical paint like you would use. It's a paint more like a dog-safe colored hairspray. So, you know, if you're going to a party or a tailgate party or a birthday party or Halloween or, you know, 4th of July and you want to decorate your dog with something other than maybe clothes or a costume, then PetPaint is a good alternative. And, you know, it's temporary. So you would use it for today's barbecue and then with just regular shampoo, you know, wash it out, or if you're lazy like me, let it go a couple days and it just kind of comes out on its own.
How did you think of this idea? I mean, this is basically, like you said, it's in an aerosol can. You just spray your dog and they're painted a color. What made you think of this?
Well, before I was ever in the dog paint business, you know, dogs have been a part of my life forever. You know, ever since I was a kid, it was like there was always a dog on my side. Got a seat in my truck, got a space under my desk. I mean, I just always have been, you know, dogs have been a part of everyday life for me. And I tried to put a Halloween costume on my dog, a giant schnauzer, Billy. I mean, she's kind of the inspiration for this whole thing. And she wouldn't wear it. You know, she was conscious that she had something on and she was trying to pull it off. So I thought there's got to be some way to, you know, decorate my dog or, you know, put a costume on the dog where she doesn't know that she's wearing anything. So that was kind of the light bulb moment. That's how PetPaint came about. And then, you know, there was a long, windy road between then and now, but here we are.
So PetPaint, it's basically, like you said, it's like a colored hairspray in a sense that's safe for dogs. And you could just spray your dog with it. And I know that there's some really cool stencils. And then your dog's decorated.
Exactly. Well, you nailed it. I mean, the closest association that we could make to a similar product would be colored hairspray for people. But dogs have specific needs, okay? They lick and chew. And they lay on the couch and so on. So PetPaint is like a salon-grade, dog-safe version of the color hairspray for people. And yeah, you get out a can. If you can spray paint, you can pet paint. And, you know, we have some stencils that you could buy from us, or you could make your own. Or, you know, if you have a local football team or something like that, you can make your own stencil or freehand.
Let's say I paint my dog. Does the paint being on the dog affect the dog at all? And then you said about couches and stuff. Does the paint come off? I know some hairsprays come off on things, some colored hairsprays. Does the paint on the dog stay pretty well? How long does it take to dry?
It takes about 30 seconds to a minute to dry. So if you spray it on correctly and you don't overspray and so on, then it stays on the dog once it's dry. If for some reason it does roll around on, say, the carpet or the couch before it's dry, or say you've sprayed on too much, the cool thing is it's washable. So part of the makeup of the product is actually a soap, so it releases quite easily. In fact, even if you mess it up, you can wipe it off with a baby wipe or, just a wash rag. So it's not magic. I mean, if you overspray and the dog gets away from you and rolls in on a couch or something like that, then there could be some color transfer, but it cleans up quite easily.
Well, that's good to know. And then how safe is it for dogs?
Well, we started with dog-safe ingredients before we even went to make the product. So after we created the product, then we went and tested with skin irritancy and with toxicity, and that's how we ended up with the dog-safe product.
For dogs that have a lot of fur, it's thicker, but what about dogs that don't have a lot of fur, that are real short hair? It's safe for them, just as safe for them?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Because I know my pet parents out there are thinking, okay, this sounds like fun. I dress up my dog, or he or she doesn't really like it so much. Maybe I'll try this. But, we're always concerned about the safety version. So it's safe for their skin, and safe if they try to lick it off. It's safe too.
Exactly. And what I tell everybody is it's the same as flea spray or shampoo. If a dog is sensitive to one kind of shampoo and not sensitive to another, just try it. Try it out. I mean, we start with the safe ingredients, and we've tested it on hundreds of dogs. You can't control whether or not a dog has a sensitivity to it, but it washes right off. So, I just say play with it. And a lot of groomers are doing it too. So if you want to check it out, you can actually bring your dog in and have the groomer do the cool design for you.
That's a good idea. And yeah, I agree with what you say. Just like there's people that, out of a bazillion people that try the product, there might be one, just like there might be that one dog that just for some odd reason has a sensitivity. Same with people. It's just there's maybe one out of a zillion that, won't tolerate it. And like you said, it's very easy to take off. Now, you said it's safe for dogs. What about cats?
We just don't market to cats. Not to say that I wouldn't like to see colored cats, but dogs don't really care, and cats are a bit more finicky about keeping themselves clean. So, I would never say not to do anything, but if cats don't like to be wet and they don't like to be dirty, I just wouldn't want to have people spraying their cats and make an animal uncomfortable.
That's a good idea, and I like that you'd like to see more colored cats. I have a cat on my test crew. He thinks he's a dog, so I was just thinking, I bet he would like this. But like you said, they're more, into grooming themselves and heavy self-groomers. They're always licking themselves, so I don't think he'd like it. I don't think he'd like being cleaned either. He's never been bathed, so... What about the colors and the designs and the stencils and everything? What colors are available?
Well, we have 8 colors. So red, green, blue, black, white, orange, pink, and purple. And, that covers most of the bases. Stars and stripes and zebra patterns and, all the fun stuff that you really want to do. 4-leaf clovers for St. Patrick's Day. Most football or baseball logo designs you can get out of our base colors. And then we have 4 different kinds of stencils as well. So we have what's called our animal instincts, which is like zebra and leopard. And then we have our hot rod dog, which are cool flames. And then we have buddy prints, which are like hearts and stars and polka dots. And then we have our hipster hound, which is like, peace signs and a little love stencil and so on. So it covers most of the bases. You can have a lot of fun with it. And if you want to get crazy and you want to do something, that is completely over the top, then you can make your own stencil. I mean, they're not hard to make.
Yeah, that's pretty easy to do. Now, have you heard any stories where people use pet paint for something really unusual?
Oh, there's some fun stuff. I mean, we've had a Marry Me proposal. We've had rescues actually use it to kind of get some attention to the less attractive dogs, if you will. A pet adoption, when a family comes in, it's really the dog that gets the attention that the family connects to. So if the dog, everybody wants the young, cute puppy. Well, if you go in and the dog has a little heart or something, then the kids are over there if they want to play in it. Mommy, Daddy, can we take this one home? So I think that's what I like to see.
That's kind of warm and fuzzy kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah, it is warm and fuzzy. I mean, at the end of the day, we make a plain fun product. It's not to heal anything. It's not to, most products out there for animals are there to improve their life or create something that is to the benefit of the health of the animal, which we're just there to make something fun. But it's nice when somebody actually uses it for the greater good.
That is a great idea. Now, I like how you said that how you created it. You came out of the idea of instead of clothing, because your dog didn't like clothing. And clothing, I don't know, I think of dog clothing unless it's for when it's really pouring rain or it's freezing cold, that it's just for the little teeny weeny dogs. And for other dogs, it's kind of hard because they really bite it off and stuff. So what's the most unusual decoration you did for your dog with the pet paint?
I think my favorite's the football jersey. I think it looks really funny and really cool. And, people are so crazy about their sports fans that, I don't know, it's hard to pick out a favorite. I like the zebra, too, and we've done flags, and, boy, that's a hard one for me. I don't know what my favorite would be, but I think the football jersey probably takes the cake.
Now, you have a Facebook page. Do people post unusual pictures there from using pet paint?
Yeah, actually, it's facebook.com/petpaint, and we've got some really cool stuff on there. Some groomers have done, like, rescue dogs, and people have done horses for parades. Those came out pretty cool.
Oh, that's interesting. Now, do you have any future pet paint ideas, maybe variations coming up, like maybe a sparkly one or maybe a two-colored paint that comes out or anything like that?
Oh, we've got some fun stuff coming down the line. It's not quite out yet, so I can't tell you all of it, but I'll give you some hints. We've had some requests for military and working dogs, so we're working on some camo-based colors. So that'll be kind of fun for military service dogs and, the Midwest and the hunting crowd. And then we'll have some more colors coming out and some complementing shampoos and, just some few other tools for people who like to use pet paint.
Okay, now I'm sure my pet parents out there are thinking, especially the creative ones, okay, where do I get my hands on pet paint? Because I don't know if they've seen it in, the basic pet stores. So where can we find pet paint?
Yeah, I'd say the best place would be petpaint.com, and if you Google search it, or I know there's quite a few online retailers who have it, and then a lot of the smaller pet retailers and grooming salons also carry it as well.
So do people use it just as they use spray paint? I think you had a video on your website, right? How to use it?
There's a video on the website. We've got a fun series of how-to videos that we're working on now. So, as far as specific tips and tricks, but the closest thing, like we were talking about earlier, to associate it to is, say, a colored hairspray for people. So it's like paint and a paintbrush. Somebody could paint a Picasso and somebody else could just paint a star. But the more you use it and the more you play with it, the better you get. If you just wanted to do a couple of stencils, it's really easy. You shake the can, hold it 4 inches away, and spray through the stencil. And there you go. It's easy as pie. Now, if you're a groomer, you're doing more detailed stuff, then you can get into some of the more technical things. Like on a black dog, a lot of times it's to make the color show up brighter, you can spray a base of white. And then after that, it's basically the limits of your artistic ability. And we all fall in different places on the spectrum. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. And anybody can do it. If you can spray paint, you can pet paint.
I tried it, and I tried it on a black dog, and he has some white on his belly. And yes, I see what you mean, because the pink on him did show up that vibrant on the black, but on the belly, it was more vibrant. And like you said, it's very easy to come off. I even tested a little part, and I was able to wipe it off with just water. And the part that dried, I didn't really notice much transfer on anything, unless he snuck into something that I don't know about. And he didn't seem to mind it at all. And this dog is picky with stuff.
Oh, he is. Well, that's good to hear. I mean, everybody's dog is different, and it's not magic. What we have is not magic. If you want it to come off, you have to be able to make it release. So, I just tell everybody, most people who have dogs inside the house, typically the house is dog-proofed. If you have a pretty sensitive, white carpet and white furniture, pet paint probably isn't the best product for you. You can go with some semi-permanent and some permanent dyes if that's really what you're trying to accomplish. Or if you want to use pet paint, take the dog outside, bring it to the event or the party that you're going to. If it does get on something, it is easily washed. So that would be my biggest disclaimer. It's not a spray paint. It doesn't dry super hard and never comes off. But it's a really high-quality salon-grade temporary color spray. So just play with it. Use it. And
adding that, you just said salon grade. Could people use this if they wanted?
Yeah, you could use it. People could use it. I mean, it's basically a better, safer version of the stuff that we use on people.
I'm sure there's some people that are thinking, oh, great, what if my kids get into this and squirt it on their hair, not thinking it's for the dogs only. So that's where I'm going with that. I mean, I'm sure there's people that are going to
it's fine. I mean, it's labeled for dogs. You know, we tested it for dogs. But, I gave some to my cousin for his 10th birthday. And they sprayed the dog, and eventually the kids matched the dog. Which I love to see, but you can't advise somebody to use something differently than it's labeled, but you wouldn't have any danger. I mean, obviously you have your eyes and the regular dangers that you would have with any type of aerosol or any type of color hairspray, but other than that, you don't really.
So it's safe. Well, I think it's a great, fun product for all my pet parent listeners that have dogs to try out. Something creative and fun you can do with your kids or your significant other one or with some friends. Halloween, well, we have a couple months for Halloween, but it'll be here soon. So what better time to pick up some pet paint and get practicing. And Abe, we could find PetPaint at petpaint.com.
Yep. PetPaint.com and fine pet retailers.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for coming on Best Bets for Pets and telling my listeners all about your fun, cool product, PetPaint.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Thanks so much, Abe, for coming on Best Bets for Pets and telling my listeners all about your really fun product, PetPaint. Listeners, you could find out more on the petpaint.com website. Also, some great information about the product, where you can purchase the product and how to use the product. You can also check out their Facebook page. Just do a search on Facebook for PetPaint. And I'd like to thank my crew for testing out PetPaint, especially Mr. Z. He was a great model for PetPaint and he looked dashing. I'd like to thank my listeners for challenging me to find the best products out there for you and your pets. I love finding these great products to tell you all about. I'd also like to thank my producer, Mark Winter, for making me and my guests sound great. I'd also like to thank my sponsor, PetFlow, for the wonderful offer code for all of our listeners, petflow.com/bestbets. Free shipping on orders of $39 or more, and for having such great value and great products that we can just have delivered right to our door. So thanks, PetFlow. Listeners, be sure to take advantage of the great deal by PetFlow. Just go to petflow.com/bestbets. Free shipping on orders of $39 or more. Any questions, comments, just send them on to Michelle at PetLifeRadio.com. We'll be back soon with another great show.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.